The courtroom was breathless when I rose. Just seconds before, the judge had asked if I had anything to say before the sentence was affirmed. My daughter sat beside her public defender, hands cuffed, 16 and fragile, eyes cracked like old glass, lips chewed down to raw skin. I didn't speak. I walked forward instead, calm, collected, and laid a simple white envelope on the table before the appellate panel. Unsealed, clean. The presiding judge picked it up, without a word. Across the room, my wife's gaze caught mine, distant, cold. She still wore the pearls I bought her long ago, the same ones she wore to the funeral of our marriage. The envelope was opened. My father-in-law's mouth parted, a sharp intake of disbelief. My wife crumbled before he did. He had never liked me. That's the polite version. In truth, Federal Judge Raymond Hale saw me as beneath his bloodline, an outsider with no pedigree, no family name, no inherited power. Just grit. I was never good enough. I saw in his eyes during dinners, felt in his thin-lipped smirks, endured it in the carefully chosen gifts he gave me. Books on legal ethics, as if I were a delinquent, not a man who earned every inch of his career. I gave him respect. He gave me contempt. Still, I loved Emma, naively, enough to believe love could rise above lineage. We had a daughter, Lily, brilliant and quiet, cautious but fierce. Me, not Emma. The day the police came, I knew something was off. 6 officers, 2 cruisers, no questions, just steel cuffs. They arrested Lily for felony arson, a fire that killed her best friend's grandfather. The evidence was flimsy. A hoodie, someone said, looked like hers. Gasoline traces on a jacket, found in our garbage. An angry classmate's testimony. It felt planted, twisted, and then I saw the presiding judge, Raymond Hale. I petitioned for his recusal. He refused. Every motion we filed, he crushed. Every plea for leniency, dismissed. He called Lily manipulative, soulless, deserving of the maximum sentence. 10 years in adult prison. Emma didn't cry. She just said Lily needed to face consequences. That was the moment I gave up on fairness. I stopped fighting their game. I began building my own, because revenge isn't about rage. It's about precision. Ritual. I filed for divorce that same week. Quiet. Civil. No blame. Emma was confused but unconcerned. Step 1, isolate. Step 2, research. I combed through 15 years of Judge Hale's cases. Patterns emerged. Favored friends, lenient rulings for certain names, nonprofits laundering funds through aliases, sealed charges quietly dismissed. Step 3, surveillance. I bugged their house. The old townhouse he thought was too secure for suspicion. I listened for months. I logged every whisper bribe, every arrogant confession, every drunken gloat to Emma about what he'd done to teach me my place. They didn't just rig the trial. They planted that jacket, framed Lily, colluded to punish me through her. Their voices, their words, their timeline, everything carefully recorded, matched the case. It all went into that envelope. I sent copies to 3 investigative journalists. Their silence was promising. It meant they were working. Another set went to Lily's new attorney. But the original, untouched and pristine, I saved for the hearing. I wasn't done. I hacked them as emails. She hadn't just helped. She'd offered, encouraged, said Lily reminded her too much of me. Too clever, too defiant. We need to break her, she wrote, before she turns into him. She failed to understand. We don't break. We wait. I filed the appeal, knowing Hale would refuse to recuse again. His ego wouldn't allow it. He needed control. He needed to win. That's why I stood in that courtroom, calm and sure, and handed over the truth in that white envelope. The judge, reading the contents, paused, then turned sharply to Hale. Judge Hale stepped forward. He didn't move, just stared at Emma, whose skin had turned the color of ash. The courtroom doors opened again. 2 U.S. Marshals entered, quiet as shadows. Emma trembled, mouth forming silent pleas. I didn't look at her. The senior judge spoke, reading from the letter I'd included. This evidence, gathered legally from private property, contains detailed admissions of judicial misconduct Evidence tampering and conspiracy to obstruct justice. Signed, Daniel Keene. Emma screamed as a cuff snapped shut around her wrists. Hale didn't scream. He just stared at me, face hollow. I met his eyes and nodded once. Lily walked free within the month. Record expunged. Settlement sealed. She never asked how. She just hugs me a little tighter now. Emma faces 30 years. Hale will face more. They'll be tried within the same walls they once ruled over with arrogance and cruelty. Poetic, really. Power was never about bloodlines or status. It's about patience, about knowing exactly where to cut and when. Raymond Hale taught me the law. I simply taught him the price of violating it.